Elara Kane stood on the bridge of vengeance, staring at the stars she had reclaimed. She touched the charred sketchbook page in her pocket, the last drawing her son ever made. A starship, with her name on the side. For you, Elias, we won. Humanity, fuck yeah. The stars were quiet for only a moment. Too quiet. Humanity had not finished. They had only begun. The Concord, confident in their strength, had underestimated the human mind, their resilience, their creativity, their fury. Across every system the Concord had touched, humans struck. Not in massive fleets, not in predictable waves, but in calculated, precise surgical strikes. Supply lines severed, isolated outposts burned, warning beacons left in the ruins of former colonies. Leave or burn. Every attack was calculated decades ago. Every ambush was predicted. Every loss had been bait. The Conquered did not realize they were walking into an intelligence net trained on every war humanity had fought, and every war it imagined. Elara Kane commanded from the shadows, her orders delivered through encrypted channels. She moved like a shadow herself, striking, disappearing, letting fear spread faster than weapons. One by one, the conquered fleets were drawn into traps. Human ships appeared where none should be. Outnumbered but unbroken, they struck and vanished. The galaxy called it impossible, but the humans had learned a simple truth. You cannot destroy a species that remembers. Transmission after transmission broadcasted their history, the burned cities, the lost children, the devastation wrought upon Earth, each screen across the Concords, galaxy filled with numbers, names, faces, faces without names, names without faces. Evidence that humanity had been wronged, evidence that humanity would act. You destroyed our home, a human voice echoed across the galaxy. Calm but unyielding. You thought we would crumble. You thought we would beg. You were wrong. Ships moved silently. Shadows in space. Every system touched. Every fleet disrupted. The Concord did not understand. Humanity did not seek revenge in the way they expected. They sought justice. They sought balance. They sought to be remembered. Admiral Elara Kane moved through the corridors of the Vengeance, touching each station, each officer, each ship with the weight of 8 billion dead. We remember, we grieve, we rage, and we will act, she said, her voice carrying across comms to every human vessel. Across the galaxy, the Conquered panicked. Systems disconnected. Trade routes collapsed. Colonies cut off from supply. Nothing worked as expected. Panic for the first time flowed through the Guardians of Order. Humans were everywhere and nowhere at once. Not one head to cut off. Not one planet to claim as leverage. Humanity was a tide, relentless, unstoppable, and unpredictable. Earth itself became a fortress. Shields shimmered across continents. Orbital arrays formed layers of defense. Every attack the Conquered launched was met not with overwhelming force but with precise surgical strikes. Engines destroyed. Navigation systems scrambled. Ships stranded in deep space, drifting in silence. And above it all, Elara Kane commanded, calm, precise, every decision calculated, every loss meaningful, every strike intentional. Survivors were left alive not out of mercy but so fear could travel. And it did, faster than the speed of light. Across the Concord's galaxy, the Empire realized too late what humanity truly meant. They remembered. They endured. And when the time came, they acted. No one could stop them. Weeks passed. The Conquered tried diplomacy. Humans listened politely, then destroyed entire fleets before the negotiations ended. Cities and systems burned, but always in patterns designed to teach a lesson, not to kill indiscriminately. Humanity struck with intelligence, precision, and a memory that spanned centuries. Finally, the Concord sought to surrender, not because they had the strength, but because they had no choice. Humanity had exposed every weakness, every vulnerability, every secret they had ever relied upon. Elara Kane walked unchallenged into the council chamber. Alone. No army. No flags, no ceremonies. Just a human woman, carrying the weight of billions lost and billions saved. You judged us weak, she said calmly. You were wrong. Terms were signed. No applause. No celebration. just history shifting on its axis. Months later, Earth began to heal. Cities rebuilt. Systems restored. The scars remained but as memorials. Lessons written into stone, into memory. Humanity withdrew from the galaxy's center, not as a conqueror but as a reminder. Never strike humanity first, because humans remember. They grieve. They rage. And when they act, they win. Elara Kane stood on the balcony of a rebuilt city, holding the charred sketchbook page of her son. A drawing of a starship. Her starship. For you, Elias, she whispered. And across the galaxy the rules spread. Humanity does not ask for war. But if provoked, humanity decides. And humanity never forgets. The galaxy slowly began to comprehend what it meant to face humanity. History, record, and memory became a weapon. Every planet that had watched Earth burn now understood the consequences. Lessons etched in fire and ice, in metal and in memory. Across the conquered territories, whispers of humanity spread. Their tactics, their intelligence, their vengeance told as legends. Planets that once bowed to the conquered no longer trusted them. Systems chose survival over loyalty. The empire that thought itself unshakable was fractured, humbled, erased in spirit even before all its fleets were destroyed. Elara Kane's voice became a beacon, not of fear but of inevitability. Humanity acted not for glory, not for conquest, but because they remembered. They honored their dead, and through their action, they ensured no other child's laughter would vanish into ash unavenged. Every system reclaimed, every fleet neutralized, every colony freed. It was not mere war. It was a testament, a message carved across the stars. Humanity rises when crushed, fights when cornered, and remembers when the universe believes it has forgotten. The Conquered's remnants tried to regroup, but every move was anticipated. Human intelligence networks predicted their every step. What was left of the Concord fleet often found itself trapped, cut off and rendered powerless. Elara Kane coordinated attacks not from a single bridge, but across command nodes hidden throughout human-controlled space. Her presence was felt everywhere, yet seen nowhere. Finally, the conquered leaders faced history itself. They had underestimated humanity, a species that learned, adapted, and struck back with memory as its fiercest weapon. You believed us weak, Elara Kane said softly. You were wrong. Months turned into years. Humanity rebuilt, healed, and expanded, not as conquerors, but as guardians of memory. Elara Kane returned to Earth and placed her son's sketchbook in a museum of memory. For you, Elias. Across the stars, the lesson was clear. Never strike humanity first, because when humanity remembers, it comes, it acts, and it wins.